Aloha, folks! Welcome to part 6 of Tails' Adventure, and it's actually the final part. I lied at the end of part 5. This is actually the final part of the whole entire game. I didn't expect to clear the last level as quickly as I did, but whatever. So, in order to get to the last level of the game, we actually have to equip the rocket booster that we got from Poly Mountain Part 1 via the large bomb. And we're going to bring some anti-air missiles for one section where we have to go up. And you're wondering why I'm not bringing the extra armor or the spark. It doesn't work in this level. So as overpowered as the submarine was in the water, for this section, we can't really use it. Believe me, if you bring it and try using it, it's not going to work. Because now the submarine is also a plane. And we're going after the battle fortress of the Grand Cuckoo Army. So bring out some kind of Vulcan cannon or your proton torpedoes, since they can home in on enemies, and that would be a good weapon to use here as well. Again, spark does not work here. This level would be kind of intimidating if it weren't for the fact that all you have to do is hang up and nothing can hit you. I'm not kidding, you just hang to the top of the screen and the birds will literally fly down, and they won't aim for you, and they won't hit you, and you just get through without a breeze. You don't even have to fire a single bullet. Apparently no one trained the Grand Cuckoo Army at dogfighting. There's one plane coming at them. One plane piloted by a two-tailed fox, and they don't know what to do. Granted, I got hit, but that was only because I was bored of just flying in the same direction. But I digress. In the second section, we're actually flying upwards through the level, and this is where you want to bring your anti-air missiles so that you can make it a little bit easier. As long as you're hanging on the opposite side of wherever these cannons are, they can't really hit you because you have enough time to pass it before it hits you. But I just hang to the right. I always keep shooting the right turret with my anti-air missiles, and I can generally get through this level without getting scathed. You can do this from the left as well, but the flying guys with the bombs tend to throw the bombs in the left direction, so hanging to the right is a better idea since you're rarely going to get hit if you hang to the right. It's a fairly high section, but you know, just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and you should be fine. Not really that challenging as long as you bring the anti-air missile. If you don't bring the anti-air missile, you're probably going to take a pounding, but it's nothing too bad. It's not like these cannons hit you for 10 rings of damage, you know. This is pretty basic, pretty standard for the game so far at this point. Anyway, folks, now we're at the final level of the whole entire game, the Battle Fortress. Here we go. There is one last item I haven't collected yet, and it's right at the beginning of the level, right away. Spin Dash is awesome. Bringing the Sonic icon for this section is really good because there's lots of conveyor belts moving in the opposite direction of where you want to move, because they're always pushing against you and always making you go where you don't want to go, you know? And you use Mecha Tails up here, it'll go past the guard, and you get the wrench. The wrench is only useful in this level for flipping some switches and turning the conveyor belts into your favor. For example, it will be pushing against you, and you can use the wrench to turn the conveyor belt backwards, you know? It's really only good if you don't have the Sonic icon, and again, if you have 4 items in your inventory when you pick up the wrench, that means you have to leave the level, come back, go to Tails' house, equip the wrench, and then come back. Since I have Sonic's icon, I don't really need the wrench, and I don't need it at all. So I'm not going to go back. I'm just going to use Sonic's icon to get through the conveyor belts. Because, you know, the Sonic icon is godly. Spin Dash is fucking awesome. No one would not use the Spin Dash. Yeah, but for the last level, I would recommend bringing either your regular bomb or your triple bomb, because it's going to be necessary for the main final boss of the game. Mecha Tails is a must. You definitely need him to get to certain switches that you wouldn't otherwise, so you definitely have to bring him. Sonic icon or the wrench for the conveyor belts. Again, those purple machines next to the conveyor belts, you use the wrench on them, and that's how you change the direction of the conveyor belt. We're flying over... We're touching it now. We're touching it. We just passed it. That purple thing. You know. But, And the 4th item, I guess you can bring whatever the hell you want, since I would only recommend those 3 items. If you want to bring the radio so that you beat the final boss to Poloi Forest's music, why not? I didn't do that, but I'm just saying. Another thing, this is an endurance level, pretty much. The enemies will take off 5 units of damage, and if for some reason you didn't find all the Chaos Emeralds like I did, then the level's going to be that much harder because you don't have 99 units of health. And this is a long level. There's lots of goons all over the place. There's lots of spikes and random attacks that hurt you. And there are no real checkpoints in this level. And when there are 2 boss fights for the final part of the game, like the final boss is a 2-boss thing. And, you know, if you die to the final boss, you gotta go through all of this all over again, which is never, ever fun. So it's recommended you definitely find all the Chaos Emeralds so that you have the most health for this section. But, you know, you don't really need the Chaos Emeralds. I'm just warning you, if you don't have them, if you're missing a few and you're not, you know, maxed out to 99 health with all the Chaos Emeralds, then you gotta make sure you don't get hit too much in these levels, you know? Again, Spin Dash, Sonic's icon, is so useful. And I hate those down blocks. They make me backtrack so many times if I fuck up. Like, you fall down the down blocks, and then you gotta take all the lawn pathways again, and... it's always a pain in the ass. But yeah, folks, we're getting to the end of the Sonic, or the Tails Adventure playthrough, finally. I know so many people wanted this to be over with and done with, but we're finally there. I did do some research with Sonic Wiki. I did look up some of the Grand Cuckoo Army characters that are in this game. Yeah, that scientist guy we beat up in Part 5, the one we crushed with a boulder and probably killed horribly. I mean, who wants to die by boulder? I mean, Jesus Christ. But, apparently his name is Dr. Fukurov, or Fukukurov, or whatever, I don't know how you say it. But, I guess he's a scientist of the Grand Cuckoo Army. That's pretty much all I got out of it. The character that we met in Poly Mountain Part 1, and who we're going to meet again in this level, his name is Speedy. And he is also known as Grand Cuckoo the 16th, because he is the son of the final boss of the game, who is the leader of the Grand Cuckoo Army, the Grand Battle Cuckoo the 15th. That's his name. I don't think he actually has a name other than, you know, Grand Cuckoo 15. Like, his son is called Speedy for some reason, but the main bad guy, the main leader of the Grand Cuckoo Army, is just called Grand Cuckoo 15. I don't know why. I don't know why they would give him that name, but whatever. We've never actually met Grand Cuckoo 15. We've never seen him in a cutscene. So you're going to be seeing the leader of the Grand Cuckoo Army for the first time in this video when we fight him. But, yeah, we have met Speedy before. He was the one who dropped the Chaos Emerald in Poly Mountain Part 1, who, you know, we had to fly against as he dove at us and stuff. He's also the guy who reminds me of Jet the Hawk from Sonic Riders, a game in the future 3D games that we'll be tackling in the very far future. But, you know. Getting all the Chaos Emeralds does not change the ending. You know, you would think in a Sonic game that getting all the Chaos Emeralds would affect the ending somehow, especially considering the plot of the game is that the Grand Cuckoo Army is looking for the Chaos Emeralds. But in reality, if you miss a few of the Chaos Emeralds, all you're really asking for is a harder game. You're not really getting a bad ending at all. The ending remains the same no matter what. So don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. If you don't have the Chaos Emeralds. If you're watching this walkthrough, though, I'm guessing you're going to find the Chaos Emeralds. Or you're never going to play the game, but whatever. Anywho, folks, we're at the final boss of the game, or at least part 1 of the final encounter in the game. Here's Speedy, the asshole from Poly Mountain Part 1. He's got a jetpack. I don't know why he needs one. He's a bird. But he's flying around the room, shooting sparks every now and then, stopping to shoot sparks every now and then. I personally just like to hang in the right area, like in the middle of these platforms. And he rarely runs left when he goes from the right. He hit me that one time, but he rarely does it. And I find he always just circles around this area and you can throw bombs at him no problem. You just have to time your bomb throws, basically, when he's coming around. Like, he also has that one move where he shoots 3 waves in all rows, but, you know. It's obvious because he starts at the top, he's very slow winding it up, so you know it's coming. And if you stay in the middle platforms, you're going to see the orange wave above you, and it's easy to predict. But again, you just have to time your bomb throws for when he's coming near you. If you throw too slow, he'll pass it and you'll miss him. If you throw too fast, well, then you're not going to hit him. It's all just a matter of timing, waiting for him to come up, and just throwing a lot of bombs at him. Stay in the middle on the right, and you should be pretty good. Just do what I did right there. Anyway, here's the final boss, folks. Grand Cuckoo the 15th. He throws lots of bombs, so you have to throw bombs at his head. I think his body's not a weak point. Like, sometimes I hit him in the body, and it seems like I should have hit him, but sometimes I don't. If you get too close to the guy, he will shake you. I think he's shaking you. I don't know what he's doing, but he shakes you, and then he throws you, and... Actually, Grand Cuckoo 15 does not deal out that much damage. I think they were keeping in mind that you probably won't get all the Chaos Emeralds, and that the level's long, and you're probably going to take a lot of damage getting to this guy, not to mention from Speedy himself. So I think that's why Grand Cuckoo 15 doesn't deal out that much damage. Halfway during his health, he will stop throwing bombs and instead, you know, walk back and forth trying to grab you, and he'll occasionally stop to throw bombs, 4 bombs, 2 on each side. And what I do basically is I just hover above him at all times, dropping bombs on him while I'm flying above him. And he always stops in the middle to throw bombs every now and then, so I try to make sure that if he's near the middle, I'm in the middle so that I can dodge all the bombs. Keep dropping bombs on him though, and he should do pretty good against him. Oh my god, I beat this game finally after 2 months. I finally finished Tails' Adventure. Wow. Yeah, boy. That was the ending. Kind of lame. I was hoping for something, you know, more awesome. Like the Grand Cuckoo Army base, I guess, explodes, maybe. And, yeah, that's it. There's a Flicky watching Tails as he builds an even giant, more bigger Mecha Tails. It's awesome. So yeah, I would really love to see a sequel to this game in a new 3D game or something, or even on a handheld like Nintendo 3DS or whatever, because Tails' Adventure was a really decent game. By far one of the best Sonic games, if not one of the best games on the Sega Game Gear. You know, a lot of people would complain that some of the objects are kind of hard to find, and that knowing which walls are destroyable with certain items, it's hard to tell, you know. Like, I would never have known that there was a boss in Volcanic Tunnel, and that the only way to get to him is with a large bomb to destroy a certain chunk of wall that looks like every other wall in the area. Unless I had, like, game facts or something. Like, I'm gonna admit, you know, I got stumped in this game quite a bit, and there's lots of points in Tails' Adventure where I was going, what the hell do I do next? Like, I don't know where to go now, you know? But, you know, I still applaud that there's lots of backtracking, lots of items to find. I love the charm, I love the music. And, you know, Tails has his own game, and Tails is an awesome character. He's a mechanical genius, and it's always great when the sidekick of a hero gets his own game and his own showcasing, you know? Tails is awesome. I like Tails. He's a cool guy. And he's not afraid of anything. Or how does the internet meme go? He's a cool guy and doesn't take afraid of anything. I don't even know. I don't care. I'm just glad to be done this game, finally. Not that I hate this game, I'm just, you know, I want to move on to Scott Pilgrim, finally. But if you're watching my Sonic Marathon, or you're going along with my Sonic LPs, stay tuned, because the next Sonic game I will be tackling is Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Genesis. And, yeah. Not looking forward to that one, honestly. That's like, well, the only game pre-Sonic Adventure that I genuinely don't like. I don't hate it like Sonic 06, but, you know. I'm just saying I don't like Sonic 3D Blast. But anywho, folks, Tails' Adventure, awesome game, love it. Hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Hope you enjoyed the awesome cuteness of it. And, yeah, that was the end. And Tails explodes. Mecha Tails blows up in his face. Sidekicks never get the happy ending. And we got every item in the game, so I got 100%. Not that it matters. Anywho, toodles. Son of a bitch! I'm not complaining that I wasn't in the game. I was just complaining that I could have made so many better items to stop the Grand Cuckoo Army. I mean, come on.